What do men like to do on a first date? I'll give a serious answer. As a late 30s dude. Just hang out. Have a few drinks and chat. Be relaxed. The classic movie meal festival is bullshit. Can't talk or can't hear. Anywhere with a good atmosphere and maybe a little bit of background music. Easygoing chat for an hour or two. Catch some vibes, or not. Then if no vibes, cuddle cheek kiss go home. If vibes, then maybe a walk-in or a bit more bouncing bar. Maybe a dance or at least more getting to know a deeper vibe. If that works out, then swap numbers, kiss, maybe coffee. All are good results. Men be like, why don't women just ask directly instead of playing games, and then when you actually do, the answer is vanquish enemies, pilot a mech suit, smiley face. I like to get coffee and talk while walking around the piers wharfs in my area. There are a ton, and it offers a peaceful and natural scenery that is lovely to look at but not too distracting, so you can actually have a conversation. I like to walk because it gets your mind moving for interesting topics, and also because it's usually a bit harder for my date to walk and focus on her phone at the same time. I'm nervous on a first date. I'm wondering if the girl is going to enjoy my company and vice versa. So the best first date is one where I feel more and more comfortable as the date goes on. One where the conversation flows and we lose track of time because we're having fun. So my expectation would be that if the girl is interested in me, then she will ask me questions about myself and feel comfortable answering my questions as well. Also that she will laugh at my jokes and maybe try to make me laugh too. I've never wanted to go on a date in my entire life. Can't imagine enjoying any of the capitalist bullshit they sell us out there. Can't imagine why the women enjoy it either, but going out on dates is what they want, so I've done it against my own wishes plenty of times. What do women like on a first date? I think is a far more relevant question. Because I'm not gonna like anything we do, I'm just gonna have to do it, because if I don't give you what you want, I'll die alone. Anything relatively short, preferably inexpensive, and fun with the opportunity for some intimacy, and preferably something going on just in case of awkward silence. Best first dates I've been on had mini golf and beer, pastries near a cozy fireplace, pools at a bar, pub quiz with some popcorn and drinks. All of them less than $20 and not very long. Most important part is to get to know each other and have some fun. I have never been on a date, but there's a thing I'd like to try. I would ask the girl to go somewhere she wants to but never could and didn't want to go alone. Example, maybe she is into arts but never had the occasion to share the experience of a gallery with anyone. I am interested in many random things, and stuff pique my interest all the time, so I maybe can handle random stuff like that. I'll let you know if I ever go on a date, but if I ever get the chance, I'd like to go out for coffee and have a couple of hours just chatting about interests and stuff. Although I feel by the end, whoever the unlucky soul is, they wouldn't want to see me again because I'd just be nerding out over things like Final Fantasy and Yu-Gi-Oh! LOL. Maybe that's why I've never been on one. I'm nerdy, so a museum works wonders. Preferably science technology, or a natural history museum. Then something tasty to eat, not necessarily fancy, a good food truck would do. Also just hanging out indoors watching a movie while cuddling would be appreciated. That's the main kind of date we did with my wife, which usually ended with staying over the night. Well, I went on a first date last night. We went to Cheesecake Factory and got some drinks, delicious food, and of course cheesecake. I think it went well because she said she would like to do a second date. I think any setting that gives you something to do, like eating and a way to chat, get to know each other, is a great first date. Sex should be had before a first date. It's such an important part of any relationships, it makes no sense to save it until later. The first time is rarely the best, but it allows you to see the potential. Then see where it goes from there. If the sex is bad and there's no emotional connection, it's much easier to walk away. Don't sit perfectly in front of each other, sit with an angle of like 90 degrees. This way you can make eye contact but also look in front of you when you have the sensation that you're staring too much. Also, it gives a sense of intimacy and the date seems more like two friends discussing and not like a job interview. Pay attention, no phones, no distractions. My current partner noticed the waiter bought me the wrong drink order, not bad enough for me to worry about. He calmly and kindly corrected and arranged for a replacement. No fuss, no rudeness, just made sure I got what I wanted. Very sexy. I like going to grab a smoothie, I would say coffee, but I don't drink coffee. It is shorter in nature and tends to disrupt less the schedule of the both of us. Here my plan is to get to know the person and see if I am able to notice some initial chemistry. I'm not a man, but first dates are generally meant to be shorter to decide if you actually have interest in the person. Coffee or drinks and an appetizer are easy first dates. Those things can last an hour and be extended if both parties are enjoying it. A movie used to be my go-to. You don't have to talk much, just sit there and watch. And if it goes well, then you go for a coffee or a drink afterward. You just saw the same movie, so you've already got at least one thing to talk about. I spent my first date with my wife when LSD I was tripping, she wasn't. The restaurant sucked, so we went back to my house and I made her dinner, much better. Then we laid on my roof and talked until the sun came up. Hey men hate dates. They're a chore. But they're a necessary evil to see if we like you. The best date ever is one where you meet at Starbucks and find something in common you both like, then go do that. A little bit of food and a lot of light conversation. I'm just looking to see if we vibe and flow. I don't want to kill the conversation with a food coma, too much booze or trauma bonding. Source: men, assuming I've never met in person before, generally talk with the other person, either over a drink at a bar or at a cafe. Sometimes go for a walk if it's nice out, park, riverfront or zoo, just to see you. I could literally sit in a car with you for 3 hours if that was an option. Just sitting down and being able to talk to you personally by ourselves is all I truly want. We just want to hang out and have a good time. The pressure to impress a woman is really dumb and should go away. If you're looking for an impressive man, go look somewhere else. I prefer a situation where alcohol is served just to calm my nerves. But if you just wanted to do something fun, going Topgolf where the batting cages would be really enjoyable. I like casual activities. Trivia night at a pub, a short cooking class, any fun whimsical thing that splits the attention a bit and provides some tertiary conversation topics. Probably the same sorts of things as women. We're all humans. We're not that different. Individual preferences matter more. What would you want to do on a first date? Go to a restaurant, anything that involves talking and learning more about each other. Do not go to a cinema, for example, you don't learn each other better because of it. I haven't been on one for a very long time, but if I remember correctly, I enjoyed a small aperitif and then a long walk with conversation to a nice restaurant. On the real, men like whatever a woman likes genuinely. I think we like to see the woman happy as much as we can on the first date. And second, at marriage. UMLEVM is likely part of a growing bot farm. In my case it would be light conversation and a good meal. I'm old-fashioned. I don't think 1 hour after meeting we jump into bed and start fucking. 1. Topgolf to just chill. 2. A respectable dinner. Alcohol. 3. If you're really cool, Steel of Sports. 4. Coffee with museum and long walk. I can't tell you what not to do. Go to a concert. God, that was a couple of awkward hours sitting next to a date not being able to hear them. We're all different. I enjoy things that preoccupy my mind and body while I get to know someone. Like playing a game or going for a walk. Crush my enemies, see them driven before me, and to hear the lamentations of their women. You know, typical first date kind of stuff. I'm a fan of taking my dates bowling and then for coffee or drinks. Something fun and light to make sure we mesh before longer dates. Coffee or some other activity that doesn't have to last a long time so you can cut it short if need be without seeming like an ass. First date of my current relationship was simply going to arcade because we both wanted to have fun. So yeah, men like to have fun. Anything but going to a restaurant for a sit-down meal. Not only is it cliché, but it's an uncomfortable, confining environment. Go for a nice walk in the woods and see who finds the best stick. Have a good stick fight. It doesn't get much better than that. Mini golf or just get drunk at a bar. That was my now wife's and my first date. We were fucked up from multiple margaritas, appetizers and wine, get to chill and know you better. If it kicks off it can turn into a full-blown dinner date. Drinks after. To be able to actually go on one for starters would be nice. Was meant to do crazy golf with this girl but she led me on. Depends on the man surely. Personally, as long as it's somewhere quiet when you can hear each other and chat, I'm happy. Talk about themselves incessantly, barely letting dates get a word in edgewise. Or did he mean something else? No specific thing. I just want to have fun. If we spend most of the time laughing then it's a big success. What we want watching a movie at home with fast food. What we think you want going to the restaurant. There's a thing we all would love to do, but it seems that we have to wait after a couple of dates. First time? Oh yes, I'm very happy on first date. I take her hand into my hand and feels awesome. To crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of their women. Not sure what men like, but I like to go to a nice restaurant and have a conversation. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm there to see if I like you, not to do something else. Propose, then cry, Then get the waitress's number so you can try again the next day. Get to know the woman well enough to see if it is worth going on a second date. Open my eyes as wide as I possibly can and scream. The waiters always hate it. Reading through all these, you might want to try again with a serious tag, haha. I generally like to get to know her before the whole sex thing comes into it. Rent and shoot some guns at an indoor range. Wings and beer after that. Bang! To show interest in another woman while on the date, for Will Smith is something casual, grabbing ice cream and going for a walk for instance. Go to a small quiet shop and have a talk over coffee and a light snack. Have a great meal. Even if the company isn't great, the food is. First date, ride the vibe, keep it chill, get to know the person. Dance on the graves of my ancestors. Actually sounds great. Find out whether they're original equipment or bolt-on. I'd be happy with a drunken blowjob and a cheeky finger.